Wow, look at that shot outside. It is a storm alert weather day. Cedric, of course, you're talking about we're looking at later this evening when we really need to be prepared.
That's right, Latrice. And of course, those clouds outside right now look threatening, but the good news is we're not tracking any rain or storms at this moment. The big story right now, those gusty winds. Have you been outside? Yeah, we're talking wind that's pretty gusty all across the Tennessee Valley. Now, we have a wind advisory in effect for the entire area, and this goes through tonight, and this is because we're expecting winds pretty much sustained between about 20 and 30 miles per hour, but at times we could see some gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Now, this is outside of any thunderstorm activity. This is just regular wind that we could see gusting at times up to 50 miles per hour throughout the day. So any loose items you may have outside, hopefully you were able to secure that before you made your way off to work this morning, because otherwise probably seeing the trash can and some other things kind of blowing around a little bit out there. Winds currently gusting up to 34 miles per hour in Chattanooga, 31 in Cleveland, 35 in Chatsworth, and we've got wind gusts to our west around Huntsville gusting over 40 miles per hour right now. So it is going to be a windy afternoon. Now, as we look at your latest radar picture, again, we are dry across the Tennessee Valley, and for the next several hours, I'm not expecting any rainfall to move into the area. But you can see our next storm system beginning to make its way out of Arkansas and the Tennessee now. This yellow box popping up here is a new tornado watch out, and this is going to be the area where we're going to see the greatest risk of severe weather later this afternoon. A bigger picture will show you this storm system moving our way. Ahead of it, the warm gusty winds moving in. That's what we call the warm sector of the storm. And then on the backside, notice the blue, that northwesterly flow that's ushering in some very cold air, even some heavy snow showing up from Wichita all the way up towards Kansas City. Let me show you the temperature change map over the past 24 hours. Yeah, we're a couple of degrees warmer than we were yesterday, but look at the big drop in temperatures, about 30 to 40 degrees colder than this time yesterday off to our north and west. That's a cold front. It's 33 degrees in St. Louis, 29 degrees in Tulsa, but look at that, 29 in Tulsa, 70 degrees in Little Rock, Arkansas. So there's your cold front, and that is a pretty powerful cold front there that's splicing between very cold air and very warm air. And that sets the stage for that potential of severe weather later today. Again, the greatest risk just to our west from Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi, up towards Jackson, Tennessee. But even here in the Tennessee Valley, we've got a level 2 risk of severe weather, especially areas along and west of I-75 this afternoon. So we're going to be watching out for the potential of a few scattered severe thunderstorms rolling into the area. So let's time this out for you with the latest Futurecast. That warm southerly breeze throughout the afternoon, but again, primarily dry. Temperatures are going to climb into the lower 70s in many spots. That's how warm and spring-like this system is. But here we go. As we get into the evening hours, that's when we're going to start watching to the west. I expect the line of storms to start to approach the Cumberland Plateau around 7 to 8 o'clock in the evening, and then it'll start to spread across more portions of the Tennessee Valley from Dayton, Athens, Cleveland, down to Chattanooga, Dalton, and Fort Payne as we get towards your 8 to 9 o'clock time frame, and then spreading over towards the eastern half of the area as we get towards 9, 10, and 11 o'clock in the evening here. And that's where we're going to see the greatest risk of severe weather. And again, the primary threats with that being damaging winds. And then after midnight, it clears out of here, and we just have a cold northwesterly flow. We're going to wake up to blustery and cold conditions heading into your Friday morning. So again, today is a storm alert weather day. The main time frame for storms expected between about 7 and 11 o'clock this evening. It'll move from west to east across the area. That line of storms, the primary threat, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, but can't rule out an isolated tornado or two. So of course, we'll be here tracking things for you very closely as we go throughout the evening hours. Primary impacts, we could be talking about some trees coming down on some power lines. So make sure you charge up those electronic devices throughout the day, because by this evening, those winds couldn't have some power outages across the area. Here's a look at your Storm Alert 7-day forecast and talk about a cold front. What a change. We go from 73 for a high today to highs struggling to get into the 40s for your Friday, but we do dry things out moving into the weekend.